brujos that is out in the night. Paying it for it and it don't matter the price. Boom, boom, more than now, I get moving so right. Get shaking tonight, dama todo rulay. If you know me, then you know that I would never deny. Tengo misterio and I will show you tonight. So the putaria has my future so bright. Bringing it to the light, un foqueo rulay. I said this tape is not for ignorant babosos. Steady rep that 718. Melting pot that done made me famoso. That's from New York City, el verdadero sancocho. Invoco al ongumbale yo. Me monto y me da la hinchazón. Spitting out, keep
what it do, Knicks Universe. Welcome back to another episode of the KnicksEnFuego show. I'm your guy Hector, joined by my compañeras tonight. I got the lovely Nikki and I got the lovely Karla. Ladies, how are we doing this evening?
So far, so good.
Ooh, just chilling. It is Tuesday. It's not that week, but whatever.
Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday, right. as the GOAT LeBron would say, right?
Yes, sir.
Completely forgot about that.
No, but it is Tuesday, March 18th, 8:15 at night. Everybody that's in the chat, we appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys can, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. The Knicks won a game. We won a game without Jalen Brunson. Yeah. We destroyed the Miami Heat. We needed that win. After the Jalen Brunson injury, after the whole Golden State situation with Draymond Green, we'll get into that. But we needed to get that win. And not only did we get the win, but it was a signature win because we blew out Miami. We had a great third quarter. Karl Anthony Towns went on a 15-0 run as well. Josh Hart, another triple-double as well. He got out of his shooting slump. Campaign as well. He had a good game as well. So it was a lot to go around, a lot of flowers to go around. So ladies, you guys can lead the conversation, whatever you like to go. Whoever wants to take the floor, go ahead.
First off, Tracy Morgan, we hope you feel better.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a bit psycho.
That was
honestly
crazy.
I'm not gonna lie. If that was me, you wouldn't see me on the side of the garden again.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way that man's spirit is, that he made a joke out of it. I think comedians are made a certain way. Because honestly, I would have been embarrassed to death. But prayers to him.
Mm-hmm.
We needed the bounce back win. The way that we've been looking. And it's funny because everybody used to say Eric Spoelstra always out coaches
Tibbs.
Yeah, no, I guess not. Because we were down. The first half of that game looked very ugly. I think we were down 2 at halftime. So for that third quarter performance was awesome. I think they're finally getting their mojo back. Again, OG has been consistent for the majority of it. So I'm loving that. But hey, at least I think this is the first time in a while we swept Miami during the season too.
Yes, which I'm glad. I mean, I think that game, we definitely needed it, especially from that Golden State Warrior games. Yeah, no, that was not it. But I was glad how everybody, yes, it was not just only one or two players. I feel like it was the whole team all around that was on fire, balling out. And I'm glad. I wish we could see that night to night, you know?
Yeah.
Especially going into our a second half, going to the third and fourth quarter, because I don't know why. It's like we just struggle. Like it does, if we do so good in the first 2 quarters, going to the second half, I don't know what it is. Like it's some kind of curse we have. I'm convinced it's some kind of curse, because it might not even be the third quarter, but it could be the fourth quarter. What was it? Is it the fourth quarter doom, or they call that the third quarter doom? Whatever.
No, the fourth, yeah.
Right, and it's like I feel like that's fourth quarter closing. Is always that was the hardest, but I was very proud of the boys from last night, getting that win. We definitely needed. That was last night, right? Why do I feel like it wasn't last night?
Yep, it was.
It feels like it feels like it was 3 days ago.
But we definitely needed that. Especially even Mitch was having a good game too.
Yeah.
I listen. We're gonna get into that, but I'm happy. Like I was genuinely happy. Like okay, Mitch, look at you. For somebody who's talking mad crap about it.
yes. We're gonna need that. Listen, when Karla is giving Mitchell Robinson some flowers, you know things are going right in the Knicks universe. One thing I gotta say, when you look at the box score, I'll bring it up real quick. That third quarter, the New York Knicks outscored the Miami Heat 41-15. That's basically almost tripled of what the Miami Heat scored in that third quarter. When you look at the box score for the New York Knicks, Mikal Bridges, he was plus 12 for the night, 28 points, 4 of 6 from the three-point line. I think that's very important. He got to the foul line 4 separate times. He was 4 of 4 from the free throw line. We need that from Mikal Bridges being a little bit more aggressive. And for Karl Anthony Towns, when you look at him, 23 points, 15 plus 16, 15 of those points coming in that third quarter. Josh Hart as well sat the fourth quarter. But for me, it's important with Karl Anthony Towns that he doesn't just settle from the three-point line and just settle for the three-point shot. Listen, one of the greatest shooting big men that ever played the NBA is Karl Anthony Towns. But you saw how aggressive he was driving to the lane, getting to the basket. He was dogging Miami. He was dogging Bam Adebayo. I mean, he was dogging that team on the low block. And that's what we need from Karl Anthony Towns so he could get going and he could knock down those wide open three-point shots, all those three-point shots. I just don't want him to settle for that shot when he is so gifted down low.
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
And it's
Go ahead, Nikki. Go.
It's funny because you ever seen that clip of Ewing where he's like, "Did you practice that shot?"
Yeah.
When he does that one-legged three-point that I don't even think he bends his knees, but he's just like up. I hate that. I hate that. I'd rather you just go straight. I can't stand it. I always think of Ewing. Like, please tell him that because, like you said, the big man goes straight down. You can still get 3 points with a bucket plus a foul. Then you put the Heat on the other. So go where it's easier. It's like what we were dealing with Julius before. Julius used to play like that until the last season. He was playing smarter. So hopefully we can get Cat playing smarter.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, who knows? By next season, it could be something different because this is his first years with the Knicks. Maybe he's going to be noticing that. Who even knows? Who knows in the next game? We might see him actually try to do that, which, again, obviously it's still year one for us with this team, you know, and I wouldn't put it past them that they're gonna get it, especially Cat. I think slowly but surely he's gonna get it. Most likely, obviously, God willing, we get to the playoffs. I think by the playoffs, we'll probably see that happening more. I hope.
Yeah.
Like you said, Hector, if he stays just there, I don't be upset because it's like that. Stop, don't be like that. Like, be you're one of the confident ones. Like, you know.
Yeah, don't settle. And I get it. I know he has a lot of the workload because of the minutes and how many minutes he plays and Tom Thibodeau. And he may be just saving his energy for that fourth quarter because you brought up the fourth quarter of doom, like Knicks fans like to bring up. And in all reality, that fourth quarter of doom happens because we're not utilizing our bench. Now, I've never been somebody to be screaming for like the minutes police. I'm not someone like that, but I need Tom Thibodeau to understand you're having OG Anunoby play with one arm tied behind his back. If we're starting the game against the Boston Celtics and he's playing Jason Tatum, and once Jason Tatum gets subbed out and he brings in White, OG Anunoby has to guard White now. And now he's on the court exerting all of that energy. And by the time Jason Tatum comes in the game, Jason Tatum is rested up. And OG Anunoby, he's on fumes. And that's when Boston outscores us and goes on their runs. So Tom Thibodeau, he has to do a better job at utilizing his bets a little bit more. Again, I'm not somebody who's going to be screaming minutes police and Tom Thibodeau needs to get fired. But we need to understand we need to have a solid balance between that bench and the starting lineup, especially when we go against the top teams in the East, the Boston Celtics and the Cleveland Cavaliers. We've proven that we could beat the Miami Heat. We could beat the Charlotte Hornets. We could beat those low-tier teams. We have to address the top teams in the league.
Yeah, definitely. And it's funny because ever since Mikal made his comments, he's been playing better, but the minutes haven't changed. So who knows if it was just something he had to get off of his chest, just to get it out, just to put it out in the universe. But Thibodeau didn't do anything different. The man's still averaging about 38, 40 points, but he's playing better. So I don't even know if it was something true to the fact, because even in Brooklyn, he was playing high minutes.
Right. I was just going to say that I might imagine it was just all a stunt.
Yeah.
Like, it was just all a stunt. They just were like, yo, let's give. They're hearing about how Twitter is about talking so negative about the Knicks. So they're like, yo, let's give them a little something else to talk about. And it was, there you go. That was the best. They knew that we're talking about the minutes somehow, some more. They're like, yo, okay, let's there you go. Let's just throw a little sazon in there. And
Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. If you want to spice up the timeline, spice up the timeline. I don't care.
It makes you wonder, because that's literally was the first thing, especially from that day when he said that, and then the game happened, and that he played.
Yeah.
There was like
40.
Right?
Yeah.
And I was just like, I thought he would play less.
Or worse.
Especially after you just said that before a game.
Yeah.
Nah, Tibbs is petty. Tibbs is like, nah, you gonna run your ass for 44 minutes now. You thought 40 minutes was alike? Go out there for 44 now.
Yeah, and then with the next game too, he still played I was like, I'm so confused. Like, was this for real, or was this just like a
listen? Whatever happened, hopefully it was addressed behind the scenes. When that type of noise comes out, it's a lot of distractions. You don't need all of these distractions, especially when your star player Jalen Brunson is out, the captain of your team is out with an injury. Any other outside noise and distraction is it's going to put a lot more pressure on your team, and it's going to take away their focus, right? So I'm glad that situation was handled behind the scenes. Before we go forward and switch topics, I want to shout out the chat and do a little bit of a roll call real quick. Nostalgia Nick is in the building. My guy, how you doing? I hope all is well. We got Big Red in the building. Red, how you doing? My brother Ghost, mi hermano de la Islas in the building. On Dios NYK. Shout out to my guy Jose on Dios NYK. One of the top Nick content creators that are out there right now on social media. If you guys aren't following Jose on Dios NYK, make sure you guys do. He's putting out amazing content on social media. Shout out my guy on Dios. Uncle Drew is in the building. We are good. I'm ready for the playoffs. Bless up to Tracy Morgan. Absolutely. Definitely got to bless up to Tracy Morgan. Yudo Joseph is in the building. My guy, Yudo, how you doing? I hope all is well. Folks, like I said, if you guys can, smack that like button, hit that subscribe button. We are on our way to 5K on the subscribers. Let me check right now just to give you guys a count. We are at 4,868 subscribers. We are almost at 5K. So help us out. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Ladies, I want to bring up this topic real quick because I know I touched on it a little bit, but Karl Anthony Towns in that third quarter, this was put out by SNY. Kat said he asked Josh Hart to pass him the ball at the half court before he hit his logo 3 on his 15-0 run. I wanted it far away. I ain't gonna lie. I was going to shoot the Hail Mary for sure. That was a heat check. When it comes to Kat and his confidence in that third quarter, I'm glad to see it. You saw Carmelo Anthony come up to Kat and whisper something in his ear. I wonder if that had to do not only with his performance during that game, but also coming from Golden State with the Draymond Green situation. So, ladies, lead the conversation. Whoever wants to take it, you can take it.
You want to go?
Go.
Okay. I think it went good based off of how he was with Golden State. Golden State, he really didn't have a bad game. He was strong. The way I look at it, if Josh was half of what he was yesterday, we would have won. We would have won. He handled Golden State with such professionalism. I'm not even mad at it. So for him to take that momentum and to bring it into yesterday's game, I think it was beautiful. It's funny because yesterday's game was the first game I saw a DR flag in the stands right towards the bottom. I was like, the Latinos are showing up. Yeah, real big. I'm like, get in there. Get that sazon in the building, like you said. But no, right now he's getting into the flow. I think he's getting ready for the playoff run. Hopefully we manage his minutes good. So when it's time for the first round, he's ready to go in there because I think we're already less than a month away.
Right. Yeah, literally. I really hope the same thing too. I said, I think one of you guys has said it, like maybe he's just how we're talking about how him, just stay in the 3-point, but actually go dive into the rim. It could be that too. He's just saving his energy for the playoff. And which, listen, I don't mind as long as you being smart about it and you're not gassing yourself by the time it comes to playoff. Like, that's it, you're gas. Listen, do what you got to do. Obviously, win some game. Obviously, not all the games we're going to get wins. And listen, there's going to be some games where it's like, we don't need to go as hard. We know we're already going to win this game, and and that's what I want to make sure this team doesn't do. Don't sit there and waste your energy on games, on teams that is just, why are you going crazy? For what? You already know you was going to win, so just chill out. But overall, I'm happy with Kat too, and I'm also happy about seeing some Kat and Mitch sighting as well. That's another thing we got to talk about. That first time it happened, I was like, oh, okay. I like this. Okay, let's see. I do want to see more. I definitely want to see more and see as obviously Mitch gets back into the game and gets back to where he was, and see how that's gonna go.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you when it comes to Mitchell Robinson and Karl Anthony Towns. I wanted while watching the highlights of the game, I wanted to throw the gunshots because Tom Thibodeau, that's what we need to see, especially if we're going to go up against the Boston Celtics. The way that the Boston Celtics spreads the court, they spread the court so well. And no shade to Karl Anthony Towns. We all know defensively, he is not one of the best players on that end of the court. Offensively, he is a gifted human being trying to score the basketball. Defensively is when he struggles. And the way that Boston spreads the court, it kind of sticks out, right? His flaws. Having Mitchell Robinson, who is good defending that 3-point line, who's good defensively, he can make up for the flaws that Karl Anthony Towns have in that and on that side of the ball, if that makes sense. I want to shout out to Billy in the chat. Uncle Billy, how you doing? Shout out to Billy. Appreciate you, Billy, for tuning in. Folks, we're going to, in about like 30 minutes at 9 o'clock, we're going to do the open panel. So if you guys want to join for the open panel, I'll drop the link in the YouTube chat and on Twitter. You guys can jump on over for the open panel. So yeah, just wanted to throw that out there again. Shout out to Billy. Go ahead, ladies. You guys could lead the convo.
My concern about Mitch is his conditioning, because in Golden State, he ain't have it. He can't, when they run the court, he couldn't even make it to the other half of the court. So he needs to get there, because they're going to look at that. When you're playing in a playoff team, you're going to have to face the same team 5 times. That's when the coaches got time to readjust. So especially if we play, Billy said it before, if we play Detroit in the first round, those boys are tough and they run back and forth too. So we're gonna need Mitch to step it up conditioning wise before the playoffs, so we can keep up with these young boys if we were to face Detroit in the first round.
Right, I agree too. But I mean, I think from now, well, wishful thinking, from now until the playoff, I think by then Mitch might, I'm not gonna say 100, a little bit more than half, maybe like 70 there. But I'm gonna be nice about it, because Mitch I've been hard on Mitch, and I'm happy with how he's performing. I'm really happy, and I think, all right, for everybody who's saying like, oh, Mitch comes back, he's gonna be the missing piece of, okay, maybe he a little bit, all right. But yeah, definitely, I do want to see more Mitch and Kat minutes. I definitely liked what I saw, and then how you bring everything out with the boss. Yeah, I mean, I hope that's the case, because I'll be very upset if we see otherwise. Like,
I'm going to download all of the episodes we've done so far, and I'm going to create a compilation of Karla talking about Mitchell Robinson and the progression of it, because how it started at the beginning of the season to now is 100 times different than what it is. But no, to Nikki's point and to Karla's point as well, Mitchell Robinson, he has to get his stamina, right? He has to get his legs underneath him. You could be on the treadmill and run on the treadmill as long as you want. That doesn't recreate in-game speed and end-game repetition of running up and down the court. You can try to recreate that as much as you want. You cannot recreate what you actually go through on the court. And that's something that every NBA player will let you know when they're trying to come back from rehabs. You actually have to get into the game to get your legs underneath you. But no, I'm right there with you, Nikki, when it comes to Mitchell Robinson. And I think that's why he's questionable in the next game against San Antonio. That's tomorrow, right? That game against San Antonio. Yeah, so I think that's why he's questionable, because one, the Knicks don't want to rush him back, right? He just came back. He has a history of injuries. So yes, he has to build his stamina up, but do it smart. Try to do it as smart as you can. Don't try to rush him, because as important as Mitchell Robinson is, March 18th, he's going to be a hell of a lot important in April and in June or April and May.
Right. And I won't be surprised if they sit him out for the fact that Wemby ain't even playing.
Yeah.
So for that, I want to even technically, I'll let that be his rest game. I want to even play him.
Mm-hmm. True. And
this is going back to where just overall as a team, each player like one. Mitch, listen, he's not playing. So these are one of the teams that's like, we don't need to go as hard. We don't need everybody. No. We don't need like, yo, we need everybody right now to show up because no, here, rest Mitch. It's fine. We're good.
And it's the first game of a back-to-back.
Exactly. And if anything, it teaches you, okay, even if Mitch still was to be, God forbid, out in the playoffs or miss a game in the playoff or get whatever, it shows, okay, so Jalen Brunson to be out too, back in the playoff. Let's say if he doesn't come back when they say he's coming back and he still misses, I don't know, the first round, let's just say, it shows the coach to see like, okay, what can I do? Who can I play? Who's going to be what?
Yeah.
So it's let's see. It doesn't hurt to see. And if we get everybody by the playoffs, all right, perfect, good for us. But now we know, we have a backup plan. Just God forbid, I know already. I would know who I got to play.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be important to figure out the backup plans that you just mentioned, Karla, especially right now with Jalen Brunson not playing. And like I said to start the show, yes, the victory was good. Yes, the victory without Jalen Brunson, but the fashion, the outscoring and outperforming the Miami Heat in the way that we did, I think that's what was more important in that victory without Jalen Brunson. Because this team, whether fans like to admit it or not, we're built on, if Jalen Brunson is playing good, we're going to win the game. That's what this team is built around. When Jalen Brunson is going, that's when we win. Yes, we have Karl Anthony Towns, second best player on the team. Some may argue he is the best player on the team. But this team, let's not be mistaken. Let's not be fooled. We're built around Jalen Brunson and his success.
Definitely. And that's Mr. Clutch. A lot of these times, he's a leader. He's a captain for a reason. So if we were to have him there, and it's funny because I heard this in spaces too. If he was there because while we were on the road trip and he got injured, I guess they sent him home. The McHale situation, when it had happened, I don't even think Josh yelling at Tibbs during the game would have happened either. So he's like the big brother who oversees everybody and puts them in their place. So when you lose that, all the kids want to come out and play. So hopefully he'll be back soon. I hope it's not that long of a wait. Again, if it takes us keeping him out to playoffs, as long as we don't fall in seeding, keep him out.
I was just going to say that. But listen, I don't want to rush him. If we got to wait until playoffs to see him, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
Like I said, as long as we're still good, it's still in, top 3. We're not falling behind or we're on some beacon. What is that? The play-ins, right? The play-ins?
Yeah.
I'm okay. That's all right, Cap. Get your ass. We good.
Yeah.
Good. We good.
I got a clip that I want to play real quick before we keep talking or before we switch topics. I want to shout out Doug from the Knicks universe. Everybody know who Doug is, the musician. Doug is somebody that I've met and known for the past 2 years. And when he first started doing this, there was a lot of Knicks fans who used to make fun of Doug. And I've always told Doug, ignore the haters and keep striving because you're amazing. And he's blowing up this season and he deserves everything right now. So I just want to play this real quick and shout out our good friend Doug. Make sure you guys are following him. Doug Luss over there on Twitter.
Was a pretty shaky start. Dunkin' Donuts down 12-0. Look how kept us seated in the first frame. 10 of his 28. Catch up 15 straight on where. Cash some threes and near the logo. Mitchell Robinson was dominating inside. 9 balls, 2 blocks, 2 steals. Sweet lefty finger rope. 41 and 15. Love to Tracy Morgan. Hard a triple double. Rozier Cash's parlay.
And the feet.
Yeah.
We beat Miami. Ow.
Like I said, shout out to Doug. Amazing human being, amazing musician as well. Make sure you guys give him a follow on Twitter, Douglas right there. Shout out to my guy Jacob Petruzzi in the building, one of the top moderators that are out there. So ladies, I got to bring up a topic that every Knicks fan loves to talk about, and it's a conversation that we could talk about this in circles and circles and circles, but we got to talk about Tom Thibodeau. Shout out to the Orange and Blueprint podcast. They put this out there. Guys, if you guys aren't following them, make sure you guys go give them a follow as well. I just started listening to them over the past couple of weeks. They put out great content. So they said Knicks head coach Tom Thibodeau is often a lightning rod for criticism, especially for the minutes police. Reminder, the Knicks extended Tibbs late last summer to a 3-year contract extension, which will take him through 2027 through 2028. So, ladies, I want to ask you guys, is it fair, the criticism that Tom Thibodeau is getting when it comes to his rotation and the minutes? And do you think the Knicks will let Tom Thibodeau finish his contract extension before replacing him, or if they're going to replace him?
It's not fair. I think the fan base needs someone to hate now that Julius is gone. Julius used to take a lot of heat. This whole minutes thing is nothing new. He's been here for 5 seasons. This is the exact thing we always dealt with. Everybody uses it as an excuse. Yet when you look at all the seasons he's been here, there's been steady improvement. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right now, I think even if we were to have a repeat of what happened in last year's playoffs, I don't even think his job is in the hot seat because this is his first year with Cat and McHale. So it's still too early to give him that pink slip, but the fans need somebody to hate. They need someone to be the bad guy. They're not going to do it to anybody else. Jalen is like the godson. Nobody's going to say anything about Jalen. It's the target's always going to be on Tibbs. It's nothing new.
Yeah, it's like you said, Nikki. They need somebody to hate. If it's not going to be a player, and then who's the next best thing? The coach, you know. I don't. Yeah, I'm not like I'm a fan of Tibbs or anything. I'm just I'm gonna love the coach when I want to, when we're winning, and I'm gonna hate him when I feel like we lost really bad or he could have done something different. I like Tibbs so far since he's been on, like how Nikki said too. Every year, everything's been improvement. Not only that, but he's gotten us to the playoff. You know, it's not like he hasn't, or we only just have done the play in, and that's it. We've been kicked out every time. No, every year it's been getting into the playoff, and we move up more and more and more. So, I mean, I get it. Again, everybody just wants to point finger at somebody, but I mean, Tib has been taking us there. You know, it's not that, he hasn't, we missed, no, he has been. So it's like, why y'all want to fire this man? Why you want to change him? Like Nikki's again too, the minutes. I could have sworn that every year since he's been coach, if it's always been maybe not as big as what happened with Bridges coming out of nowhere and saying what he said like that. But I swear I've heard since I've been on Twitter with Twitter Spaces and all that good stuff. But even before when Spaces first started, I feel like I've always heard that was kind of something like the whole minute. But it just never. I feel like it's been like, we heard it for a week and that was it.
It's for me. It's what Nikki said about the fans needing to have someone to be the villain, to be the bad guy, right? It was Julius Randle last year. Before that, it was the Julius Randle versus RJ Barrett fans and people who criticized both of them. You know, so when RJ Barrett was traded away, everybody who was an RJ Barrett stan became Julius Randle haters, right? And the people who would still criticize Julius Randle hopped on to that Julius Randle hate. And now when it comes to Tom Thibodeau, he's getting it, right? But one thing I got to remind Knicks fans out there, we have a level of consistency with Tom Thibodeau, with Leon Rose that we haven't seen in a long ass time, right? And I hate to bring up baseball, right? I hate to bring up Karla's favorite team, the New York Yankees, right? I hate to bring that up. But when you look at the Yankees, this is one thing I like to remind Yankee fans. You can hate Brian Cashman as long as you want. At least we have consistency with Brian Cashman as a general manager. And that's what we have right now with Tom Thibodeau and Leon Rose. We have a level of consistency we haven't seen in a long ass time. And that's something good to have. It's good to have consistency. It's good to know that you have a front office and you have a head coach that are at the same level. And regardless of what the outcome is at the end of the season, they're going to give us all of that effort during the season. And that's what Tom Thibodeau does. He leaves it all out on the court. Maybe that's more to his detriment. Maybe that's why a lot of his players, they get gas in the postseason. But at the same time, he's a coach that every place he's been at, every team that he's been at, he's had to deal with injuries, right? And again, that's something that every organization deals with. It's not just an excuse, but it's just a reminder when having the conversation about Julius Randle, about the New York Knicks. Every year that Tom Thibodeau has been in the postseason, he has never had a fully healthy roster. Every time he's been in the postseason with the Knicks, he's never had a fully healthy team.
That's true.
Yep.
And not only that, though, the players go to bat for this man. It's one thing if the players didn't like him. Even for them to ask Josh, like, yo, why are you arguing with him? And he said he's the number one guy when it comes to Tibbs. That's his right hand. Even yesterday, I think it was at halftime, they were walking hand in hand, shoulder on shoulder, getting off the court. So you can't tell me you don't argue with your girl, your man, your family, your mom. It happens. It's an 82 game season. You're around these guys all the time, especially 11 day West Coast trip.
West Coast trip, yeah.
You're gonna be Aggie, and especially Josh during that last game when he lost his mind and went off. He was trash. Even when he shot the shot, he's throwing his hands in the air. He was already aggravated. That was bound to happen, but that happens in every relationship.
Right.
So as long as he has the support of the team, I'm not mad. It's going to take a lot to get. People think it's going to be easy to get rid of Tibbs. It's really not. It's really not.
It's really not. Like Jacob said right here. Shout out to my guy Jacob Petruzzi. It's more who replaces Tibbs than should we fire Tibbs. Absolutely. You, Knicks fans, you guys want to go get Jeff Hornacek to coach this team?
No.
How about Derek Fisher? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Karla.
No, but I was gonna say that was gonna be my next question though. Like, I'll be honest, I'm not gonna say here no, but like, yo, I know all about all the coaches. No, only like Tibbs, and like if I hear the name, I can tell you. But who would be the coach of that? Like, everybody wants to trade to fire Tibbs, but who are y'all picking?
Right. Yeah.
And
it's like, that grass is always greener.
Yeah, and it's like we're picking another coach from the team, but why we didn't get that coach and then sooner? Why didn't we get that coach the year before or 2 years before?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
And remember, Tom Thibodeau, he replaced Miller and David Fizdale. That he replaced Mike Miller and David Fizdale. That's who Tom Thibodeau replaced. That's who we had before we have this team right now. And no shade to those guys because they're in the NBA and I'm just on YouTube hablando mierda, right? But at the end of the day, they didn't work out when they were head coaches for the New York Knicks, right? It's working out with Tom Thibodeau. Look at the players that he has developed underneath him, regardless of Mitchell Robinson injury histories and injury concerns and injury question marks. He has developed into a solid offensive rebounder and a defender in the low block. And that's been under Tom Thibodeau, right? He has turned Deuce McBride into a solid bench option or a scoring option off of the bench. That's under Tom Thibodeau, right? So let's acknowledge this man, Tom Thibodeau, and give him his flowers. He helped develop as Emmanuel Quickly and RJ Barrett. We traded them away in order to get OG Anunoby.
And Grimes had 45 yesterday.
There you go.
We can go on. Grimes had 45. He helped iHeart get a check. Josh Hart.
I forgot about iHeart. Yeah.
Yeah. How many teams Josh Hart played and he decides to bloom in the Garden?
Bingo.
Come on now. That's where I'm like, as much as they say Tibbs don't develop players, you got to be blind. Your eye test, like, come on. It's ridiculous. I don't get it. You can hate. That's why I always said it. And it's funny because Billy will say this in his space too. If you don't like them, just say you don't like them. But
That's
don't
it.
sit here and make up a lie, trying to make up an ass basketball tape. Me personally, I don't like LeBron. No matter what you tell me, I don't like LeBron. It don't matter, but just admit it. Then we can go on with the show.
Mm-hmm. He will always be my GOAT.
Right. No, but it's true because it's just like it's okay. You're not gonna like everybody. Like I'm pretty sure not everybody sit here and like every single Knicks player.
True.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm
and
pretty sure there's one player on the team, maybe not us, but like it's for somebody else for some whatever reason.
mm-hmm.
OG, for whatever reason, OG.
I could not. I hated Ron Baker when he was on the Knicks. I just couldn't stand looking at his face. I just thought, like, bro, you look like a kid that's father works like with the Knicks, and that's how you're on the team, right? Again, no shade to Ron Baker. I'm just a person que habla mierda on YouTube, right? He was in the NBA. He's a millionaire, right? He could shit on me all day, right? But that's a player that I just couldn't stand was Ron Baker. Shout out to Ron Baker. I know he's winning in life.
It's insane. And it's funny because if you want to go down that conversation, I didn't want Melo. I wasn't a Melo person. I was more Amari than Melo. But I'm like, yo, even to this point, I always saying like Melo gets the love that he gets because he's a New Yorker. That's what it is.
Sure.
I understand y'all got your low. If that was anybody else, they want to rock.
I mean, no.
I look at Melo. Yeah, he was born in Red Hook. He has a lot of family ties to Brooklyn, a lot of family ties, but he's a Baltimore kid in my eyes, right? He grew up in Baltimore. He spent majority of his youth in Baltimore. Does he have family members, like I said, in deep family ties in Brooklyn, in Red Hook, in Bed-Stuy? Absolutely. When I was at the Liberty game in the postseason last year in the playoffs, I was working media for Latino sports, and Melo is courtside with a bunch of people from Brooklyn, a few of the people I went to junior high school with, right? So he does have a lot of deep roots in Brooklyn and stuff like that, right? Again, shout out to Melo. My middle name is Anthony, so I grew up loving Carmelo Anthony. I used to have a jersey. I used to have his jersey. I used to have the shorts that had the jersey as well. I used to rock them shits all the time. My sisters, they threw that shit out because they were tired of seeing me wearing it all the time. But again, like you said, Nikki, not everybody is going to like every player. Not everybody's favorite player is everybody else's favorite player. You had some Yankee fans who were more A-Rod fans than Derek Jeter fans, you know?
Exactly. It's true. It's the way of the world.
Yeah. Yeah, and talk about the way of the world. We got to talk about Jalen Brunson and that injury because we weren't on a show. We haven't had a show since we had the show and then he got injured and we haven't been able to talk about it, right? So this is an update. Shout out to New York basketball, on Twitter. Jalen Brunson's update comes from Cassidy's Hubbard from ESPN. I'm told he's still in the boot and he's done some very light shooting. Knicks focused on keeping the swelling down and then increasing mobility. Playoffs is the priority at this point. Note, needs 4 more games to remain eligible for all NBA. So if he doesn't play 4 more games, he won't be able to get eligible to be all NBA this year. I think if you was to ask Jalen Brunson what's more important, his health or making the All-NBA team, and he would probably say his health, right? So I want Jalen Brunson, as much as I would love to have him on the All-NBA team, his health is more important and getting ready for the postseason is more important.
Definitely, and he still has a chance because today's the 18th. So if he makes it back in 2 weeks,
he'd be
as
good.
long as he plays in the beginning of April, you got those 4 games. So no, like you said, playoffs is a priority. The team is always bigger than the individual stats. So as long as we get the leader back when we need him, then yeah, definitely. But I'm scared that he's even in the boot. I didn't want to hear that. No.
What about you, Karla?
That doesn't necessarily mean there could be something bad that he's in a boot.
True.
Just maybe not to make sure nothing else happens. You know, especially that he's moving around. You could never know. Like I said, listen, stay into the playoff, man, at this point. It's all right. We're fine. We, as right now, I'm going to say we don't need you. You know, so rest up. We're going to need you in the playoff. That's yes. So until then, I'm not going to be worried until, for whatever freaking reason, this team decides to start going bad and before we make the playoffs, you know, because it's still a lot of time. No, how many more games are left?
I have it pulled up here right now. As of right now, there's 15 games left for the regular season. We play in San Antonio tomorrow at 8:00. Then we play Charlotte, Washington, Dallas, the Clippers, Milwaukee, and Portland. Those are the games that we have for the rest of March. And if you look at them, San Antonio, that's a winnable game.
Yep.
Charlotte is a winnable game. Washington is a winnable game. Dallas is a winnable game. The Clippers could be a winnable game. I know we lost against them the last time we played them. Then you have the Bucks and you have Portland. I would say the only game on this team that is like on this list that I just named is Milwaukee.
Yep.
Milwaukee's the only team on that list that I'm like, yeah, they could beat us without Jalen Brunson with no problem. Honestly, any other team can, but I'm just saying that's the one team I fear the most.
But not only that, if you were to look at those games out of the 6 games, if we were to go 4-2, I'll take it.
Yeah,
About
same.
Jalen finish August 4-2, that's no problem there.
You mean finish the rest of March 4-2?
March, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Finish the rest of March 4-2. No, absolutely. Like I said, San Antonio is winnable. Charlotte, Washington, Dallas, the Clippers, and Portland. The only one that's not, it's a guarantee. I wouldn't say even guarantee, but you know what I mean, is Milwaukee. Every other team is like, yeah, those are winnable games. We should be able to win those games without Jalen Brunson. And are any of them back-to-back? None of them are back-to-back either.
2 of them are. It's tomorrow and Charlotte. That's a back-to-back.
Oh, yeah. Cause
Yeah.
Dallas and LA
and the Clippers. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So
you're absolutely right.
It shouldn't be that bad. We're the Knicks, so I'm not gonna always say it's gonna be close, but no, it shouldn't be that big of a problem. I'll take a 4-2. I really would. That's no issue without Jalen.
Even if Jalen Brunson comes back April 8th, that's against Boston. That's still 4 games left in the regular season. He could play and be eligible for All NBA. It's Boston, it's Detroit, it's Cleveland, and it's Brooklyn. Those are the last 4 games of the regular season.
Okay.
And those games I wouldn't even be too concerned about because at that point they're sitting people. You mean to tell me Cleveland, you already clinched the first seed. You're not playing nobody.
I was just gonna ask that. By that time, that's when we already know like who's clinching, right?
Cleveland already got it.
Okay.
Cleveland already got it. I know Boston and New York is already in the playoffs. Seed, we don't know, but we're in.
I don't think we'll be able to catch Boston, especially with Jalen Brunson missing like the next 15, 20 games. I don't think we could catch Boston. But I think we got that 3rd seed locked down. And means that we will have to play Boston in the second round. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's the team we play in the second round. It's Boston.
Who will we play in the first round? I always get confused how that happens. Like
with how it is right now, it will be Detroit, and that's a scary team. They're young, they're hungry, they're gritty, they play defense. I always was an Isaiah Stewart fan. That's a guy that I wanted the Knicks to trade for as a backup power forward or starting power forward. But that's a scary team to match up against in the first round. They have nothing to lose.
So who will Boston play is who I'm wondering.
Let me see. Hold right on. Now.
Oh, we don't even know because Boston will play the winner of Atlanta.
Oh yeah, of the play-in.
Damn, I would want them to play Orlando over Atlanta because I think Orlando got a better chance in beating Boston, or at least stretching the series that they're tired enough.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Damn. Well, hey, at least they get the matchup you wanted to see. Everybody wanted to see New York and Boston.
True.
So, and you never know. Between now and then, anybody can get hurt. They just said Paul George is out for the remaining of the season.
Yo, that was crazy. Not for nothing.
They're dropping. The players are starting to drop like flies. So who knows who else gets hurt? So
I mean, worst case scenario, if too many players get hurt, like what happens?
You forfeit because Dallas might be forced to forfeit games because they don't even have enough.
That's why I was asking to lead up to that. I've been hearing that, and I wanted to ask you guys. You guys will know more. Is that for real? Like for real?
It's for real. Technically, it can happen, but with the G League, you have teams that you could just sign. You have players that you could just sign on two-way deals that you could just bring up if because of injuries. Technically,
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh damn! But
No, but technically, it could there's a scenario. It's called I think it's called Doomsday Draft or whatever. It's a scenario that hypothetically, if there's a team that, again, hypothetically, knock on wood, I don't even like putting this in there, but if something was to happen to a team and unfortunately they were all to expire, if you get what I'm saying, there's something that the NBA have that's called that type of draft. I don't even like saying the Doomsday Draft. Like that's what that's in the rules. Like a draft will happen. It would be like the expansion draft where every team, if you have 15 players on your roster, 10 of the players are protected. The other 5 have to go into the expansion draft. So the expansion team could get players. So that happens when new teams come into the league. So they do have that.
That's crazy. I can't believe they do have something.
Again, the more you know. This is what happens when you have ADHD. This is what happens when you got ADHD and just on TikTok.
It's just scary because it's like, but what made you think of that?
It's no, they had it in place from before because in the 70s, that's when a lot of like small aircraft carriers used to go down. Musicians used to pass away as well. Ricky Valens, there's a lot of musicians that passed away like that tragically. So yeah, it's just something that they have to put in there just for a hypothetical. They have it in the in Major League Baseball and the NFL and the NHL as well. Like every professional sports league has that. Yeah.
Oh,
that's
now
crazy.
I know what I'm gonna go down on TikTok after this show. Watch me send ya, man. Still, I just like you really that. I really did.
That's scary though. That's scary.
Yo, you want to go down? This is a deep rabbit hole, and I just put the link out for the open panel on Twitter. If anybody wants to join us, I'm gonna put it on YouTube as well. We'll rock out for like the next 15, 20 minutes. But another rabbit hole, if you guys want to go down, my girlfriend put me onto this show. It was it's like the Amish and Mennonites. There was this one Mennonite lady that she was adopted, but she's like Irish and Puerto Rican. So she goes to New York City because that's what happens in the Amish community. They allow you to like go out once in your life to see if you want to. So that's what happened. And she went to the Puerto Rican Day Parade and everything. She was living it. She went to the Lower East Side.
I'm out.
They have like a limited time out, then they got to decide whether they want to come back.
Yeah. Fucking love it.
Crazy.
I love it.
That's fun. Oh.
I want to come back. Yeah, I don't know. Oh
yeah. Again, I want to shout out the chat. We got over 150 people in the building. Kareem Grant is in the building. Kay, how you doing, Kareem? Hope all is well. We got 150 in the building. On YouTube, we're sitting at 14 likes. If you guys can, please smack that like button. Hit that subscribe button. On Twitter, we are over 1,000 viewers on Twitter. So if you're on Twitter, click the link in the bio. Jump on over to YouTube. Hit the like. Hit the subscribe button. We got the open panel leak that's out there right now. Ladies, I want to ask you guys, matter of fact, hold on, wait. Because we do have a video. Hold on, wait 1 second. Hold on. Sorry about that. Where's it at? Where's it at?
Cry?
No. Well, it's probably get you upset. It's with Udanis Haslam talking about the Knicks. Hold on. I have it right here. I'm trying to think. Hold on, wait. And how the Knicks potentially could be first round exits. We also got Matt Barnes from All of the Smoke podcast as well talking about it. So I'll bring it up right now.
If I'm Cat, whether I say something or not, I'm looking at all these niggas that was dapping up the dude that was dogging me for the last 2 weeks. Like, damn, that's how y'all feel? I love Cat. I think Cat is probably one of the most talented players in the league, but his issue is he's a cat. He's not a dog. Still will be a Hall of Famer, still an all-star, but he's just not a dog. And I think Draymond can see that and sniff it out, and he attacks.
I mean, that's Draymond's job to do that.
Absolutely.
I mean,
he's one of the greatest to ever do it at that.
Hey, we sit here and argue about is Draymond going to the Hall of Fame?
He is first ballot.
Is he first ballot?
I think so.
Times have changed drastically is all I'm saying. Dre, I fuck with you. I don't want to hear no shit later on. You my dog.
Because he's someone who'll slap you too.
Hey, I'm not trying to fight with Draymond. So it's all
You
good.
better grow
I
your
love you.
you better grow
I
your
love you to
beard out
death,
if you're
Dre.
talking shit about
Love
him.
you to death.
Obviously, with Cat. New York loses. Cat heads to the locker room, and then you see a bunch of his teammates dapping up Draymond.
Mhm.
What does that tell you if you see something like that?
This league is soft and it's changed, and I got to see you in the locker room about it. Like, you think Pat Riley and all that is going for all of that shit from back in the day? No.
You know, I was someone who lost probably $600,000 worth of shit for taking up for my teammates.
Yeah.
You know, so if someone has smoke with my teammate and there's real smoke, it's smoke. Period. But what that tells me is, like, are they really riding with Cat like that? Like, if someone is dogging Cat, and then after the game, the person that's dogging Cat, the team is lining up and showing bro love. If I'm Cat, I'm kind of looking at these niggas like, what's the deal?
And he got a point, because that's the one thing after the game against Golden State after we lost that I had a real problem with, right?
Okay.
Leading up to that game, all the nonsense Draymond was talking, or the Knicks fans online, I just thought it was very weak for those Knicks players. Yeah, you have a relationship with Draymond Green, copy. PJ Tucker, I don't blame him because he just got to the team. I'm not expecting him to get into a fight with Draymond or whatever, anything like that. I'm not expecting any of them to get into a fight with Draymond, but I expect you to have your teammates back. And in that moment, it didn't seem like everybody on that team was rocking with Karl Anthony Towns, like Matt Barnes said. And Matt Barnes is a former Knick as well.
The way I look at it two different ways. Kat was the person who said he's gonna lead with love, I think was the quote that he said. Who knows if this was a discussion that happened in the locker room where he's like, nah, don't cause no beef, just go ahead and act as you may. Because if you see towards the end when everybody was walking, OG went, but OG wasn't like, hey, like, ha ha ha. He had the skull face, and even Deuce had the face where he felt a little awkward, like he just gave the respect and he walked away. We don't know if they had that conversation. And secondly, the road is different. If your homeboy or your friend has a problem, it's up to your homeboy or your friend to deal with it. If you got beef, you not gonna go check that person, and you want me to check them after you don't. You're expecting a little too much. You're grown. You want me to lose my paycheck when if you would have checked them, I would have backed you up 1,000%. But if you're not going to do it, you expect me to do it. The 90s was totally different. This is the same Knicks squad that in the 90s, when that whole situation happened in Miami, they suspended the whole damn team. And that money isn't the same as this money. So they just got to take their mind off the gutter. You can't expect somebody else to fight your battles. If he's not going to do it, doesn't mean that the teammates have to.
Also, is pick and choose your battles. You really want to do that now, this far into the season as well, too.
True.
Right.
You know, I mean, damn, you could, who knows how left things could have gone. And what if you would have been suspended for the whole season? You know, and there goes that. Or what if they suspend you for the season and the playoffs, like a few games in the playoffs? Like, you don't know how left things could have gone. And again, I just feel like, yo, pick and choose your battle. When Nikki said it as well, who knows if there was a behind the doors conversation.
True.
We will never know. We're never going to know unless somebody somehow spills something. And obviously, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, because I could see that from Karl Anthony Towns. I'm the type of person that I don't want to give other people oxygen. I don't want to give you. Fire needs oxygen in order to spread, in order to grow, in order to build. Right? If somebody want to talk about me, people want to throw shit at me. Copy. I'm not going to give you the oxygen you need in order to spread. I'm not going to give you my energy, and I think that's the way that Karl Anthony Towns went about it. Right? And I think some people may have taken that as being soft, or like the person said in the clip, like Matt Barnes said, a cat and not a dog. To me, I think it's a lot smarter and it's a lot more mature for Karl Anthony Towns to handle it the way that he handled it, instead of Like Michelle Obama says, when they go low, we go high. Sometimes I like to go a lot lower, right? When they go
Yeah.
low, I go all the way to the floor sometimes. But sometimes you got to know when to be mature. And like you said, Nikki, pick and choose your battles, right? I want to shout out I-95 Bully in the building, my bro Bully, who says you're the flyest ladies in the game. And then there's Hector, LOL. I'll be in this city this weekend, homie. Bully, make sure you hit me up, my guy. Shout out to Bully.
He's so funny.
I know.
Yeah.
No, but it's true though.
Yeah, it's true. Like you need to pick and choose your battles, man. And again, we don't know. And Cat's dealing with his own stuff anyway, and it's just like I'm gonna worry about this man over here. Like, boy, bye. He has go do your little podcast over there too. Man, annoying.
Draymond's the asshole of the league. Like he's the scum of. It was on Knicks.
Draymond is that player. Okay, maybe he's not on the Knicks, but Draymond's that player for me. Where I don't know what it's about, and it's hard because it's like, but damn, you're such a good player.
Yes,
right?
yes.
But I hate you, and I don't want to give you your flowers. But I do want to give you your flowers because you deserve them. But then again,
Draymond's the player that. When he's not on your team, you can't stand him. You hate him. Yeah. But when he's on your team, you love Draymond Green. That's the type of player that Draymond Green is. To Golden State fans, they love Draymond Green. He's going to the Hall of Fame. Whether people like it or not, he's definitely going to the Hall of Fame. He has built his legacy in the NBA again. Whether you like him or not, you can't take that away from Draymond Green. He's a part of this new media. Again, you don't like him, you don't have to like him. Not everybody is going to like everybody, right? That's just what it is. Some people like different media, some people like other media, right? So I just want to say, he's not on my team. I hate him, but if he was on my team, I would be the first one going to war for Draymond Green.
If Draymond was on my team, listen, you gonna talk. You couldn't tell me nothing about no Knicks. Listen. Different story.
Kareem Grant, Mr. Triple Single. That's hilarious. It's just like old school Dodger fans, right? From Brooklyn Dodger fans. My grandfather used to tell me, Dodger fans, we could call them bums. Those were our bums, but you can't call the Dodgers bums. It's just like with the Knicks. We can bitch and gripe about this team. Us Knicks fans, we can bitch and gripe about this team. But when Celtic fans start talking about my team, then we got a problem, right? I cannot. James Dolan, I will dog walk James Dolan. He's one of the people I cannot stand. But if a Celtic fan starts talking about James Dolan, I'm gonna be the biggest mama bear and protect my James Dolan.
It's true.
Yeah, I do that about both of my teams. Ain't nobody could talk about the Mets or the Knicks.
Facts.
All right. If you're not a fan, shut up. What do you know? Go over there to whatever team you want to root for. Don't be talking about my teams. All right. I can only do that. Because if I want to sit there tomorrow, they crap the bed and I want to talk crap, I'm gonna do it.
I got one more video to play, and this is the video from Udonis Haslem. Shout out to Udonis Haslem. He is, again, another legend from the NBA. He got his statue outside the Miami Heat. Whether he deserved it or not, that's not up to me, but he is a legend in the NBA. So I got this clip I want to play.
I'm not going to even talk about second round. We're going to talk about first round. Okay. First things first, this is championship expectations. You move you bring Cat in, you move Julius Randle, you move DiVincenzo, you make those moves. You sell your soul a little bit, Tibbs, because you're a defensive guy, but you bring in more offense. You do that because you want to win a championship. Now, I like those Thundercats out of Detroit. I'm looking at that matchup, and they're sharpening their swords, and they are waiting for this matchup. They are excited about this matchup. Cade Cunningham, Malik Beasley, those guys are ready for this matchup. Jalen Brunson coming in or not, that ankle's not going to be ready till the summertime. We all know that, so he is not going to be healthy. I'm looking at Detroit, and I'm saying this could be a first-round exit for New York. I'm not going to even talk about second round.
Again, that's why I said I'm scared. I'm scared of the team from Detroit. I am scared of those Pistons. They're a young team. They're a tough team, defensive-minded team. They got a coach in J.B. Bickerstaff who is coaching with a chip off his shoulder or on his shoulder. They're a very scary team to go up against. And like Udonis Haslem pointed out, Jalen Brunson, sana colito to that ankle, it's not going to be ready to the summertime. He's not going to be 100% in that first-round series.
It's true. I will never take what he says serious. Udonis, whatever his name is. You're a Heat guy, yo. You really expect me for you to pick the Knicks in anything? Like respectfully, you're one of the best when it comes to these players in these TV shows. Because I respect his opinion. But in
Mm-hmm.
regards to it, you're still a Heat guy. I'm not expecting you to pick us. But at the end of the day, I think if Jalen, I really don't think the ankle's that serious. If it was, we would have heard something by now. The players are dropping like flies that they're out for the year. If Jalen comes back last year versus Indiana, he had a messed up hand, a broken hand, all this stuff. If the man comes back, he's gonna come back and bust ass. I don't think it's gonna be that easy. If it's a first round exit, it'll be game 7 like Indiana. But I'm not taking, bro. You're still new here. You're the new of the new media. I don't
No,
even think you were
no,
here
you
last
still
year. Like,
new here.
no, I'm good.
I hate you. You're still new here. No, it's true though. I mean, listen, this team does not look like they're panicking. You know, we're not. The coach is not coaching where it's just, oh my god, you know, he's under pressure. No. Again, I agree with Nikki. If it was really bad, I think we would have honestly, somebody would have leaked something somehow, some way. Like we would have heard rumors. We have it. It's fine. Like I said, let him sit. It's fine. We're fine. We're fine right now. Let's be positive.
I want to shout out Nick Yak. No, I'm not saying that I don't think they can move up. Listen, if they will move up and we could avoid them in the first round, Nick Yak, I'll take that. But I'm saying right now, the playoff landscape right now. If the playoffs was to start tomorrow, that would be the team that would be the team that we face in the first round. I'm praying that they move up and they pass the Pacers and they pass Milwaukee. Hell, they could probably take out one of the top teams that are in the East in that first round. I don't care, Nick Yak. I just want to avoid Detroit. I think they're a tough team, and I think they're a tough matchup. But I agree with you. If they move past Milwaukee or the Pacers, and we have to face the Pacers or Milwaukee in that first round, I'd rather that matchup than the Detroit Pistons. I want to ask you, ladies, who would you rather face in that first round? The Pistons, Milwaukee, or the Pacers? And shout out to Nick Yak. I agree with you 100%.
Give me Milwaukee. I'm scared of being in Indiana. Last year, we couldn't win in Indiana for shit. I think we won in Indiana this season one time. Did we win in Indiana? I don't even remember if we won in Indiana.
I'll look it up.
But we beat Milwaukee a couple times already.
Yeah.
And Giannis is not the Giannis from when he first walked in. Giannis is not the Giannis. They don't got Drew Holiday. I forget Kuzma is like iffy. Then who's the other one?
They're not doing. Isn't
They're
that
not
one
that
of the
big.
teams that they're tanking in a sense? No.
Who?
Milwaukee?
Yeah.
No, not necessarily.
But they haven't played the way you want to think they want to. They're not contenders.
That's what I'm saying. It's just way. Yeah, like I'll be honest. I was just gonna tell them.
They're not the scary. They're not the scary Bucks from like 3 years ago, right? But they're still in that middle pack. They still have Giannis, the Greek freak, who could take over playoff series if he gets going. You know.
But not only that, real quick, Giannis hasn't played a whole playoff season in like the last couple years, right?
Because he's been injured himself. Yeah, he's been injured. Yeah.
No, give me Milwaukee. I'll take Milwaukee. Yeah.
To your question, we beat Indiana second game of the season, but that was in the Garden. And we beat them again in Indiana. So we did beat them we did beat them in Indiana so far this season. We got over 202 people rocking out with us right now. If you guys can, smack that like button, hit that subscribe button. Nick Yak says the Pacers stink. We should have went up 3-0, but lost the third game lead with a depleted team. No, absolutely. I 100% agree with you, Nick Yak. If our team was healthy last year, that Pacers series would have been a hell of a lot different. They were a good team. They were a good opponent. They took advantage of our injury the same way that if they were to get injured, we would take advantage of their injuries, right? So it's just a part of the game. Teams that get injuries, you just got to bounce back. And if you're the opposing team, you just got to take advantage of injuries. It's just the nature of the game. That's just what it is. You cannot control injuries, but if there's injuries in front of you, you just take advantage of those injuries and you capitalize.
Definitely. But I'd rather, like you said, let Detroit go higher and let them give somebody else hell. Let them go over there and deal with them. Let them go to Boston, because that's even going to be a matchup that they might have difficulty with.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like that would be a good game. I would honestly want to see that game. thinking about it, I will honestly want to see that game. Just it'll be good to be like, damn, that's neither one of my team. But I know
Listen, if the Celtics were to get eliminated, I know right now it's impossible for them to match up against the Celtics. But if the Celtics were to get eliminated in the first round by the trade, that would be crazy. But ladies, I want to ask you guys before we get out of here. We got a few more minutes. Last topic. Whoever wants to go first, whatever you wanted to discuss from this last week that we haven't seen each other, it's on you. The ball's in your court. Nick Yak, Kareem Grant, appreciate you guys in the chat. Smack that like button.
that commercial.
I got it right here. Where's it at?
Okay. That hurt, guys. That hurt. That hurt. It was just like, I wish I could go and just hug Dante. But like,
I know, right, Dito? Míralo.
TR Network. Staying close with your college besties,
this
not guaranteed.
part.
It's been a long
It was
I
so
wish we played together.
without you, my friend.
Hey, Dante. Catch.
A connection means something. That's why with 8
That's too
there's a
cute.
network interruption, we'll fix it fast and credit you a full day of service. That's the AT&T guarantee.
Who said in the group chat that they thought that was AI? I think so, no. Somebody texted me and was like, "Yo, I thought this was AI. I didn't think this was real."
I'm dead. To be honest, I thought that was something old that was supposed to drop but didn't drop because
Yeah.
I wasn't really paying attention. And then when I kept reading, like I had time, I was like, "Oh wait, this is like now, like now."
It
Like,
came out cute as hell, yo. I love
Yeah.
it.
I always hear, Nick's conspiracy theories people.
Oh, let me get the tinfoil. Where's my tinfoil?
talking about, honestly speaking, I really wish I remember where I seen it, who I seen it, maybe just on Twitter, whatever. Point is, I know I seen it that they were saying, "Oh, this must mean we're gonna get him back. Maybe not this season, but next season." But it has to mean something. They're not gonna put this out if it doesn't mean nothing. It has to mean something.
As much as I want to believe that, right? The only way that happens if the GM in Minnesota is that stupid. Because when you look, again, no disrespect to that person over there. When you look at Dante DiVincenzo, he has the ability to knock down 3-point shots. He's a very versatile defender. And his contract is very team friendly. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's making like 12 to 15 million per season. In this NBA, when you got players like Emmanuel Quickly making damn near 40 million a season, having Dante DiVincenzo for 15 million, it's very, very good for your team. And the only way that the Knicks can get Dante if they trade multiple first round picks. And I don't think the Knicks are going to do that. I would love to have Dante back. I would love to have the big Ragu back. I realistically, I don't see it. Conspiratorially, yeah, it can happen.
Right. I think that's gonna be the one trade we might regret from all the trades that we did.
Yeah, yo, honestly,
that might be the
speaking,
one.
It's just that's the only way it was going to happen. They didn't want Mitch. It was either Mitch. If Mitchell Robinson was healthy, we could have traded Mitch instead of Dante. It's just he wasn't healthy.
Right. No, I agree. It sucks. Whatever. But that commercial, I'm not gonna hold. Yeah, that had me in my feels. I was like, damn,
Bendito.
it was like going back how we said in one of our shows that I mentioned that I'm like, it's the team that we never got to see play.
Yeah.
Like, what if, what if?
We were hyped. I was hyped. We were hyped. There was the Villanova Knicks. I was hyped. Dante, and then the trade happened, and I'm like, what the F? As much as I've been wanting Karl Anthony Towns for years. I've been wanting Karl Anthony Towns, but giving up Dante, I was like, that was a little bit too much.
And Bendito, Jalen's a good actor because you see how sad he looked. He looked sad, and everybody else like they really either really sad or these boys low key act. Because even Josh's face.
No, it probably was sad.
I was surprised with Dante. I thought Dante, that's not Dante's not a goof. He's not a goofball. He's always very serious. I've met Dante at different autograph signings last year, and he was always serious. Never was to joke around. Even when fans joke, he was always serious. So to see him getting out of his comfort zone, being like a comic, like almost like Josh Hart. I was like, oh shit, this is dope. This is dope, Dante. You could tell Dante misses being with the Knicks more than anything else. You could tell that from that commercial.
They interviewed him, I think it was last night, Minnesota, asking about it. And he said that the Knicks fans will always have, we're a special group of cuckoos, okay? We're a special group of loquitos that once you get a taste of us and we behind you, you feel certain type of way. So especially with the first round of the playoffs last year, Philly and that shot and everything in the Garden, that man knows the way we are. So for that to happen, he still has that relationship with us. Because of course we're all gonna feel that way. I think he might be that one player. Remember when we traded Oakley to Toronto? And Oakley was still special in the hands and the hearts of the players. He's gonna be that our generation's version of that trade.
Fact.
Yeah.
Fact.
Well, it'll be wishful thinking if we could get him back.
And all right.
Yeah.
So happy.
But like you said, Nikki, us Knicks fans, we're a different breed. We're unique. My uncle, rest in peace, he used to always joke around. Being a Knicks fan, whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, it shows one thing, that you would be the greatest either husband or wife, because that shows that you can love something unconditionally and not expect back anything in return.
Literally. I told my man, I'm like, if the Knicks get a ring, I give you 3 years to get your shit together. Let me get some type of let me get a championship ring and I leave you alone for 3 years. They don't give you a ring. Come on. I need it somewhere. Somewhere.
Yo, facts. I should do that to George. Like, yo, if one get a ring, I still don't have a ring. Yo, my boy.
Like, we've been waiting, like State says, 53 years. Like, come on.
It's a long ass time. It's a long ass time. But ladies, I appreciate you guys. Folks in the chat, let me shout out the chat. Nick Yak, appreciate you. Kareem Grant, my guy. I-95 Bully, my brother. Yankees Country was in the building. Jacob Petrucci, Nostalgic Nick, our guy Jonathan, Uncle Billy. Shout out to Uncle Billy, who was in the building. Angel, my guy Angel from Philly was in the building, a.k.a. Smooth. Shout out to Smooth. Hope all is well, Smooth. Shout out to you. Big Red was in the building. Nostalgic Nick. My guy Ghost. Shout out to you. On Dios NYK. Uncle Drew. Ladies, appreciate you guys like always. Guys, make sure you guys follow Nikki and Skills. Both of their Instagrams, both of their Twitters are in the description of this video. Make sure you guys follow KnicksEnFuego on Twitter. Stay tuned. We got the game tomorrow. Knicks versus the San Antonio Spurs. Shout out to Stefan Castle. I used to do a podcast with his uncle, Hard Will. So shout out to Stefan Castle. Shout out to Hard Will. Shout out to that family. Again, love you guys. Peace, salutation. Ladies, last words for the chat.
Oh, the only thing I did want to promote my boy's hoodie. There. Can we see? Yes. Mets, all you Mets fans. All right. You guys could cop this. Go follow him on Instagram, Mr. Mets Hat. Yo, not only does he have this, he has a few other different stuff. Also, Pins Head, if anybody's into pins. Mets fans, of course. Sorry, he doesn't do anything regular. But you guys should definitely give him a follow, Mr. Mets Hat. Mr. Mets Hat. Over at Twitter and Instagram. But other than that, I just want to go to the playoff, man. Let's just make it to the playoff. That's it.
Yes.
And with a healthy ass team. That's it. That's all I asked for. Listen, we got to rest whoever we need to rest. Let's do that. I don't think right now it's something where it doesn't look like the Knicks are panicking. You got me asked, or where they're worried, like, oh my God, or, what's going to happen. And that's fine. Let's just chill and let's just be smart about how we play the next few games.
Definitely. Stay positive. Don't lose your marbles. I know it's tough out there in this world. Everybody's panicking. The way of the world, the government, everything. Tunnel vision. Keep your focus and keep it pushing.
Facts. Egg prices are high, but there's one thing that's constant, and that's the New York Knicks and Tom Thibodeau. So your eggs may cost you $16.99 for 24, but the New York Knicks will keep giving you hard games every time they out there playing. I just wanted to say that real quick.
Yes, sir.
Ladies, I appreciate you guys. You guys keep on killing it. It is Women's History Month. So, guys, if you have a mother, if you have sisters that are out there, give them some love like always. Celebrate them every day, not just during the month. Like always, say something positive. Drink some water. Stay hydrated. Knicks fans, go outside and touch some grass because the world is not over. And until next time, I'm Hector.
I'm Nikki.
The other way. No, the other way. Whatever. I'm Skills.
This is Knicks and Fuego. We will be back until next time. Deuces.
Dá presente, hoje saço.
Putaria, sanungueo.
Out in the night, paying it for it and it don't matter the price. Boom boom more than now I get moving so right. Get shaking tonight, dama todo rulay. If you know me, then you know that I would never deny. That's right. Tengo mi terio and I will show you tonight. So the putaria has my future so bright, bringing it to the light. Un foqueo rulay. I said this tape is not for ignorant babosos. Steady rep that 718. Melting pot that done made me famoso. That's from New York City, el verdadero sancocho. Invoco al un gumbale yo. Me monto y me da la hinchazón. Spitting out, keep